So, just as a preface before we start this video, I've got Jeff Thrasher had sent me this drum, this platform, to just try hitting to. This one's a little bit of a different one because can't really show you the interior of this. Yes, there's a couple sections on the drum itself which has kind of a different textured pattern with wood, and then there are some where there's a couple of drilled holes. It makes a little bit of a difference with the sound as far as hitting. I'm also using a smaller bag. Reason why primarily is because I'm using these clamps to secure this drum with my main platform. So, this bag was pretty much the smallest one that I have that doesn't hit the clamps. So, just gonna be hitting to some light music. I can't say I can fulfill all song requests, but I'll try to periodically check messages. Yes, okay. But yeah, this will just be a nice little fun test run with this new drum and some chill music. Let's see. First song is gonna be DJ Okawari called Over the Rain. I just realized that was mirrored, so thank you, Nanago. Appreciate you. Is volume okay? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay, that seems to yeah, thank you for the comments. Yeah, this is a nice little practice. I think, so at least for me with practice on this is, I know that there's a lot of videos that I upload and that's the finished product of it. And most of the time, the funny thing is, how many hours do I practice a day? So my schedule kind of lately is a little bit cramped. I usually try to squeeze in at least 30 minutes to an hour every other day because I feel like if I don't at least get that in, I get a little bit agitated just because this is very therapeutic for clearing my headspace here. It's very meditative for me. So about 30 minutes to an hour every other day if possible. Obviously, if I could be selfish and want it, I would like to jam at least 2-3 hours a day. But I also have to take into fact my schedule, the fact that I'm in a garage in summer, and I'm not even through one song yet, and I'm already like drenched in sweat. But yeah, let's see what other tunes we got here. This is actually one of my favorite songs. It's also by DJ Okawari. It's called Flower Dance. Been sitting on this one. Haven't decided to upload it yet since there's still a lot of things I want to improve about it. But for now, I'll just let you guys hear it. A couple tough spots here. There. It's not perfect. I'm still not completely satisfied with it, but it's a work in progress. Work in progress. Sorry. Oh my God. There's a lot of you guys. Goodness. Thank you. Sorry. Just trying to catch up on chats a little bit. Yeah. Do you still remember any Polyphia songs? Yeah, I still. I mean, the one I played, "Playing God." I'm still very familiar with that. I've gotten quite a few requests to play some of the other ones, like Goat. What's the other one? 40 ounce. I don't play Beat Saber. I've seen it though. There's this guy I see watch play Beat Saber. He's amazing. I can't think of his name right now, but you know what? Actually, this is a very good opportunity. This is actually a very good opportunity. Okay, because in my process, when people give me song requests and I hear something that I've never heard before, there's a little bit of a translation process where I hear the song, I kind of have like an idea of what I want it to sound like, and then I go into the practice room and like actively grind it out. So this is actually a rare opportunity. I'm gonna attempt Polyphia 40 ounce so you guys can kind of see what my first draft sounds like. And then of course, behind the scenes, between the first draft and then like the first published version that you see on YouTube, there's at least 20 to 30 takes that I'm not happy with, and I usually just review it, but like, I could have fixed that, I could add something here, and just why not. The bags of concrete, yes, these add weight because one of the downsides that I have here with my freestanding platform, since it's not mounted against a wall, it vibrates a lot. So I am putting quite a bit of sand and concrete up top just to bring a lot of weight down so it reduces the vibration. One of the things, when you do have a speed bag installed at either your gym, your house, whatever, vibration is going to be a very key thing that you want to reduce as much as possible because it kills your speed and it really kind of breaks your tempo, especially when you get a lot better at it. Favorite anime? If it's based off of dub voice acting, I would say Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Not the first one, second one. Like really star cast with there. But I mean, I really like Frien right now. But yeah, let's try Polyphia 40 ounce. I can't say it's pretty. It's the first draft, but here you go. Let me load it up. Okay, yeah, quite a lot of things to fix there. Yeah, quite a lot of things to fix there. Okay, so let me kind of explain my head thoughts while I was hitting that. So, the very tricky thing about Polyphia, from what I've noticed, is they really like doing a lot of technical stuff. I don't know if it's Tim like going like super hard on like the guitar stuff like that. Um, yeah, themed ideas. Yeah, I can think. That's not a bad idea. Um, yeah, theme days to try things. My schedule's a little scuffed right now, but if I do have a little bit more regularity, I will consider that. Um, so yeah, thoughts about 40 outs here. So one of the tricky things I have to keep in mind, and this is something I wrestled with a lot when I was doing the Playing God version. There's a lot of different sections where you have to articulate a different rhythm, and then there's a lot of sections where he takes a lot of breaks and like he cuts back the intensity. And one of the challenges with hitting the speedback with that is like it's a little tricky to adjust back the intensity when you're already going like pretty fast and then having to like this. So it's easier to ramp it up because in the brain here is like, hey guys, we need to speed it up. Throwing some more pepper on it, and that's fairly easy to do if you're going from a slow speed to a faster speed. But if it's the opposite way, like, hey guys, there's too much pepper. Bring some water, like cool it down a little bit. Then you have to consciously like slow your gears down a little bit to accommodate that. And I guess one of the things that I'm looking for when I'm making a cover, especially Polyphia, is being very sensitive, not only to those changes in like speed and articulation, but also just like the level of intensity. Because there are moments in Polyphia songs where it's like very raw, it's very guttural, it's very fast, technical, but then there are interlaced spots where it's like very gentle, it's very sensitive, it's almost like kind of like melodic, as if like a solo vocalist just got up to the part and they're like singing a very vulnerable, very like emotional line. And part of the challenge for me is like to translate, okay, we got a very delicate moment. I don't want to be that jerk who's like, hey, I don't care about your solo, there you go. But just trying to find a way to kind of trying to find a way to blend the both. And there's at least, I don't know off the top of my head, but there was at least 6 or 7 sections like that. So just having to try to blend that in a little bit is it's fun though. It's fun. I'm pretty much making my own choreography to it. It's like making my own DDR charts. It's fun. It just takes time. Yeah. So and that's a funny thing too. Like some of these guys will take quite a lot longer to go through. Like even with Through the Fire and Flames, when it took me 3 months to do it, I just, after the 100th failed draft, I was like, you know what, screw it. If I keep any more numbers on this, it's just negative. Let's just think of it as like, here's one more thing that I fixed that made it better. Here's one more thing that I fixed that made it better. Like it's very easy to kind of sink into the negativity if things are just not panning out. But it's you just got to stay humble. You got to stay thirsty when you're just grinding through it and doing it. Because, hey, Ryu, thank you. That's very kind of you. Thank you for watching it. And thank you for respecting the grind. Yeah, I would say that this first try, this turned out a little bit better than I thought. Because there are some parts where I do like what I did. But now I just need to find a way to kind of either build up and evolve that section. Or find a way, and this is the tricky part, to transition between sections, okay? Because one of the downsides of me doing the single take recording is I have to get it all perfect. Start, finish, everything must be relatively perfect, right? If I make a pretty egregious, even at like the moments where, so in my Playing God cover, there was a section where I was like whistling at the very end, right? What I don't tell you is that I actually messed up that whistling part like 3 or 4 times, and I had to re-record the whole take because it's just kind of a sticking point for me. It's like I messed up the whistling part. I need to do the whole thing over again. And also, I suck with video editing. Like I'm awful at video editing, so I'd rather just sweat a little bit more, get the take right, than just do my very minimal stuff to do it. Yeah, yeah. And Ryu, this is a that's very sweet of you. What is the original purpose of that bag, Lee? Seeing how you put magic into it for music. Okay, um, that is a good question. I would like to discuss this because I do get quite a few questions on it. There's a lot of interest because everyone's seen Rocky, the boxing movie, right? And this is a very common tool that you see in all the boxing movies, either Creed, Rocky, the Adonis character, or even Sylvester Stallone's character. They start off pretty awful at the speed, like they're like, ah, right? And then they miss it, and then Mickey's yelling at them, it's like, go faster, hit it faster, right? And so they make it a movie impressive. Obviously the camera work is like panned in on that, and then you see the guy like serious face slugging away, right? And then sometimes they may even do facial like this, right? So if we're talking in terms of like a boxing, right? The speed bag will tell you to keep your hands up, because if your hands are down and you try to hit the speed bag, you're gonna miss rhythm. You're gonna drop tempo at one point or another. So you have to keep your hands up in order to hit the speeding bag. Okay. The other thing too is like, usually you want your hands like somewhere at this level, because your jaw, the size of your jaw, very sensitive. Someone gets a good punch right here, you're done. You're eating canvas. The judge isn't even counting to 10. It's like, it's done. You lost, right? Another thing that's good for speedbag with this is that, for me, now here's where I'm going to veer away from the boxer stuff a little bit and talk strictly in terms of my experience in terms of speedbagging, okay? Not boxer stuff, this is just my opinion now, okay? Yeah. So this is very hard to hit accurately because it's a very small target, right? And you're aiming at it and you need to hit at a correct spot. This really works your accuracy, right? If I hit it any other spot, it veers off. It goes into angles that I don't want. But more importantly for me, since I have to know how to control it to hit it back, this gives me data from a punch that's coming 12 to 6 inches in front of me within like a 60 degree cone in front of me. So data wise, if you were the speed bag and I was the guy like you're hitting, right? If I'm squaring up here, I want to be able to see the punches that you're throwing at me. So I know that I can see it, one, that I can see it, and two, I can perceive it, and then I can do an action based off of it. With speed bag, you're mostly, focused on intercepting the bag, making contact with it, because realistically in boxing, when you have your guard up here, either orthodox or if you're doing, all the other stuff, I'm not a boxer, why am I talking about this? Okay, you want to train yourself to be able to react to something and don't just give them a free shot right here, okay? The reason why I say data as well as important for this is because this speed bag will rebound a lot, okay? This is a lot of data because, when someone's punching at you and they're throwing a lot of fists at you, it's very, very easy to get flustered and very emotional and very adrenaline heavy. It's like, oh my God, he's throwing a lot of punches at me. I don't know what to do, right? In order to hit this accurately, you need to calm down. Because, yes, there's a lot of rebounds going, right? But the only rebound you care about is either the third one or the second one, because it rebounds 1, 2, 3, okay? You don't really care about the first 2 rebounds. It's the third one that you're waiting for. So you have to learn to kind of filter out the noise a little bit and then see and recognize the real threat, okay? And yeah, this is a very small subset of data that you're getting. You know, when you're facing off, boxers may throw hooks, boxers may go under, change elevations, throw uppers, different game, right? But, you know, most of your punches are going to be fairly honest. They're going to come from, you know, this angle where you can see people, right? They can see you. So it's also a good measure for defense because you want to be able to recognize that pattern so you know how to address it, not just stand there like, I'm going to eat this, right? So, sorry, that was a bit of a tangent, but at least this is kind of what I think about. It's very meditative for me because what is the green light from above the speed bag? Okay, yeah, so this is a custom drum that the Thrasherhouse, Jeff Thrasher has sent me just to practice on. And there is, I can't really show you this, but there's a couple of light diodes in here. And it's very fun because it switches colors. Now it's kind of blue, kind of a sky blue and stuff. So it's like very appealing. I hit on this a little earlier yesterday with, you know, my garage lights entirely out. And it's very soothing. So, yeah. Thank you, Dying Cat. Yeah, I hope you don't mind the tangent. I hope everyone's like, doesn't mind the tangent too, because I expect there's quite a few who come in and like, I want to hear some music. I want to hear this guy punching the music. Now he's pretending to be a boxer. I don't like this guy. But yeah, let's do a different song here. This is really nice though to be able to share this kind of you know, knowledge and perspective about this hobby though. Yeah. Sorry, this is another Polyphia one. Okay, it's called ABC featuring Sophia Black. So a little background on this one. I have listened to this and I have done a couple of rehearsal takes yet. I think I'm roughly about 10 official takes in on this, so I still got quite a while to go. Okay, yeah, ABC. I really love the song too, but there's a couple parts in it where I feel like it's adequate, but it's not really delicious, you know? And part of the challenge for me is like, yes, I can do it at a level where it's like satisfactory in certain parts, but I really want it to be like, you know, that differential here, and then you just like, you hear it from here, it's like, nice, you know? So, unfortunately, I won't be having this drum permanently. I mean, I do love the light suggestion, so thank you, Jeff. Yeah, this is quite a lovely addition. But let's try ABC. Here's what I have for now. Okay. so that's ABC right there. Yeah, that is ABC right there. Okay. So if there were a couple things that, yeah, I saw you guys heard the bleach there too. I'll play that next. So a couple of the challenges that I have to do with ABC before I'm considering publishing that. So transitions between spots, like getting those as clean as possible. That's a rule for me. It's a personally self-afflicted rule. Keep in mind, okay. When you speedbag punch drum, you can do whatever you like, but it's just for me. This is the kind of the expectation that I kind of put on myself, because one is like I want to maintain and upload these videos with the benchmark of this is where I was 2 years into it. This is where I was like 5 years into it, and 10, 20, and so on and so forth. When my hair comes completely gray, and then I suddenly have that Asian, evolution change where I suddenly become like a very small, schmidgy little grandpa. But anyways, the thing I like about my videos is like I go through some of my older recordings back when I was a year into it or so, and I go through and play it again, and I revisit that song. It's like, oh, I did improve, because sometimes it's very easy to get into that little vacuum, that little vortex of like I'm hitting 3-4 times a week, but it doesn't feel like I made any like major milestones. But then those videos are good reminders, like, hey, no, you did. You actually, your fist throwing is a lot cleaner. You're less awkward with throwing in elbows. Yeah, you could work on X and Y, but it's just like it's a nice little journey and like a little road sign for me, at that particular point in time. How did you get into this hobby? If I am not a boxer, yes, I am very happy to talk about that. So there are two names that I would like to mention. Okay, so first one is going to be the original developer of this type of speedbagging. His name is Alan Khan. You may know him from multiple viral YouTube videos where he does a cadence. He also published the Speedbag Bible. I'm gonna do a pretty terrible homage of it, but he goes something like, this is a triple beat right here, and then bounces 3 times, 1, 2, 3, right? And then tempo change here. Then you can do double linking, right? With this constant, this rolling. Something like that, okay? His version is way better, okay? But he does cadence stuff like that, okay? The second name I would like to introduce you to is Jeff Thrasher, okay? So there are 2 primary reasons why I would recommend Jeff Thrasher. Jeff is a very good bookkeeper and chronicler of a lot of the speedbag techniques that have been developed too. If you look up his YouTube handle, it's called Speedbag Thrasher. He has a playlist called How to Speedbag the Easy Way. And if I had to make a comparison between that playlist and the Speedbag Bible, it's a parallel path with the Speedbag Bible. There are alternate techniques. It's the same techniques, but the order is presented differently because it just flows a little differently to learn like that. I personally like that playlist a lot, but both sources are useful. I just tend to prefer Jeff's better. And secondly, he's a stand-up manufacturer. He makes the swivel. He's stocks a lot of Jim Bradley Pro Balls, so very good place to get your first equipment and stuff. Okay, you should do Galaxy collabs. I'll do that one next after this one. So I like Bleach. There's a song called Number One, and it's the Bankai version with Hazel Fernandez. So I'm going to be playing that one now. Yeah. Another one I need to work on. Um, that's a funny thing. So I've got a lot of different things like kind of cooking in my head and then my hands right now, like trying to get them in there. Obviously, not a lot of them are anywhere close to being complete, but that's kind of the beauty of it because, there are some days like, I listen to them, I hit them in a rotation as far as which songs I want to work on and stuff, right? And, some of the dishes get cooked a little bit earlier, some of them, need to stew a little bit more for the flavor to fully come out. So, yeah. I'm very happy that you guys are enjoying this. Yeah. You said Galaxy Collapse. Galaxy Collapse. I don't think I've heard this, but I will certainly try. Galaxy Collapse. Galaxy Collapse, then, I guess. Yeah. Let's just wait for it to load. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that is really hard. Two might take a 2-minute breather on that. That was a lot more. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely a challenge. Thanks for throwing that for me. That's very challenging. So. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so funny thing with the 8-bit drummer. So I was actually very happy. Two or 3 days ago, he was doing a live stream on Friday. So that's 2 days ago. Yeah, so he was doing a stream Friday afternoon, and then he, one of his viewers recommended him the cover that I did for Gusty Gardens Galaxy for the Super Mario Galaxy. So, and he had a really good time jamming to it, and Larry on top of it. I respect him a lot. He's very skillful, but he also does a lot of musical choices within his covers, and it's amazing. So it was a bit over the moon when he came to do that. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy how yeah. Yeah, give me 1 minute. One second. I'll put the garage here. While I'm kind of catching my breath here a little bit, yeah, that's very flattering. Yeah, no, I respect him a lot. I also like a lot of his music choices that he does drum to, because he does a lot of anime. He does a lot of video games. He does a lot of Hololive. I love the Hololive songs. Some of them are a little challenging to do. I was going through one of them, but it's not quite ready as well too. But I think I mostly caught my breath. So little potpourri. I used to play a lot of rhythm games when I was younger. My jam back in the day at the arcades was DDR, Dance Dance Revolution, the little 4 little arrows like this, and then Pump It Up, which is like more Korean songs and stuff, 5 arrows like this, 1 center pad in the middle. Yeah. Did I do Giorno's theme? You're talking about the one where he's like Ventio Orno or something. I didn't do a full cover of that, but that is on my list. I will. Why don't I just show you what I have right now? It's not ready. I really hate saying it's not ready, but it really isn't, right? I really want to just work on it and just make sure it's like crisp, right? But I'll show you what I have. It's Venti. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so this song is Il Venti di Oro. Listen, Jojo. How are low BPM songs for you? So low BPM songs are different. Maybe I can do one right after that. So low BPM songs, like normally the Speedbag, it's like pretty comfortable to do a triple beat or like the standard, front circle punch. I usually find it very comfortable around 100 to about 120 BPM, beats per minute, right? If the slower songs are a bit lower than that, then it gets a little awkward to hit the Speedbag to that, because it's, if you hit it too soft, it's very hard. It's like you're not getting a lot of feedback from the bag making contact with it. So if the tempo is like a lot slower than I expect, I usually like just doing like slower fist rolling like this. So yeah, maybe we can do a slow song after this one. So this is the Jojo Il Venti di Oro. So yeah, 1 second. Let me put the volume up a little bit too. Yeah, that's that's uh that's what I have right now. Still a couple of spots I want to work on that. Yes, those are lights. Yes, those are lights. Yeah, so red terrible. Yes, that tuxedo bag is a bit pricey, but let me tell you, it is most definitely worth it. It's very good quality. I love my bag. Yeah, so still got quite a bit to clean up on that. Um, yes, we can, yeah, see you later, Adelaide. Let's do a slow one for this one, and then I will do Aishita next. You're talking about that Vocaloid version, right? Yeah, so I know that song. Um, yeah, let's do a slower one. What's nice and slow? Let's see. So this one is called Ray J. Sorry, this is called One Wish by Ray J.
Searching, I'll go, then I can have you for sure. Then you'll be loving me, holding me, kissing me. So girl, don't tell me what I'm feeling is make believe. I swear if I lose a second chance with you, I don't know what to do. I'll probably get myself into some kind of clinic. I couldn't be alone because without you I'm sick. Here's my wish list. I'll create a heart changing love. I don't need a lot of wishes, 'cause I'll be okay if I
Yeah, so that was a good one to showcase the yes. Diana Cat raised up a very good point here. It is very hard controlling the speed bag when it goes that slow. But ironically, this is actually one of the places that you want to start when you're first learning the speed bag because um, let me backtrack a little bit, okay? So most boxers or people who want to pick up the speed bag, the very first thing that comes to their mind is the triple beat, which is the rebound 3 times, hit it not really hard like this, right? Okay. So one of the main reasons why I really enjoy Jeff Thrasher's playlist is his order actually starts with a slowed controlled fist roll. Okay, so that song was pretty difficult for me because not only was it going slow, I can't when I normally hit it hard, I can kind of feed off of the energy of that rebound to help me guide my next shot. I don't have to put a lot of power into it, right? When it's going slower like that, I have to be much more mindful and delicate about not only my power, but also my placement because that rebound is really not giving me a lot of power back. So it's not like I can just, use that rebound coming back at me and just kind of tap it back. I have to really be thoughtful about not only like the swing, the placement of my hands, but also the amount of pressure that I'm clamping. Sorry. Yeah, I have to be mindful about it. So slow rolling. So like most people like to go fast here, but if you take it slower here, and you get it to where it just barely does that one bump here. So this is not strenuous to do. This isn't like, oh, my shoulders are killing me kind of, strength. But this is like a very delicate, precise, almost like clockwork, because this slow roll tests you on a couple of fundamental things that will help identify, some problems that you have with your speed bagging. And if you get this refined, this will also help you with your articulation later. Because when people first do fist ball, their form is like really wild, right? It's kind of all around the place here. When you take the power out of the equation and you go slow on this, you have no choice but to keep your fist roll, like your circles, like very compact. And because of just the amount of power going into it, you have to learn to stay soft with your hands, right? Like I'm a pretty big guy. I look like I could, eat a really large roast beef sandwich and then go knock out a guy, before lunch, right? But really when I'm hitting a soft bag like this is all very precise. This is all very surgical, very cerebral. It's very soft. Right? This fist that I'm using to hit the bag here, this has no more pressure than me like fist bumping a friend or like me holding like a boiled egg in here and like just holding it barely enough to encase that egg in my hand, but not hard enough to crack it. Okay, so you see how my blood and like my veins kind of like stiffen there? You just want to hold that little egg right there. That's really all you need. You just want to hold. You want to pretend like you're holding a little egg in here. And then you just want nice, soft, control. Ain't nobody be beating up anything. You're just making a rhythm. You're just getting into head zone. It's fine. Here, right here. And then you can go backwards, right? Just bumping. One over the other side, right? So the amount of power that I'm using is not a lot, right? But the amount of finesse and mindful placement and just like very compact form, it's kind of hard to catch that on camera because it's a lot of small things going on. But when I explain it to you like this, it's the very small things that make all the difference here. Because your hands have to be a certain amount of relaxation, so that way the rebound from the bag hitting your hand is soft enough to not accidentally make the ball, the speed bag go, oh, you hit me, oh, it's off, right? You want to just barely just react to you. Anyway. Okay. Here's a stupid example, okay? So everybody's nose matches, right? It's like a wooden stick, right? A little bit of red, you know, like phosphorus or something on it, and you strike it, right? Hitting the speed bag softly like this is like manually dipping that stick into that little, you know, flammable stuff and just getting just a tiny bit amount on that end of that matchstick. And a lot of the control and finesse comes from, you know, having the right amount of control to just put that matchstick amount of power and placement into it. Right there. Okay. Danica, that was a very good question. Thank you for asking that. I didn't forget your song request. I think it was Aishta. 1 second. We're gonna do the normal version, the Kiko version, the Vocaloid version, okay? That was actually a very good choice for a song. Thank you. Yes, thank you to Carda. That's very clarifying. What is the correct air pressure for the bag? I hate to give you a depends, but it depends. You're gonna have different bags that have different tolerances for your air bladders. I would say I'll give you a rule of thumb here. Okay, so I have quite a few different bags, right? So this is one of the bags I have here, and let me bring the bag a little closer here. So air pressure in a bag, right? It depends on your goal, right? It also depends on the goal of whoever is the owner of the bag. Okay, so for example, if I was a boxing gym coach owner, right, and I know I'm gonna have a slew of boxers or people getting fitness, they're just gonna want to destroy and slug these things. I'm actually crank these up to like a very firm like 4.0 plus psi because one, I don't want these guys to ruin my bag, and chances are they're probably going to be wearing boxer wraps anyway, so they can take the heat, okay? But for me, since I'm doing, I'm hitting to music, right? I actually want a little bit of a bulge. I want it to kind of be like what do you do? It's like when you're baking a bread and you pull out the fresh loaf, right? And then you press your thumb into it and then indents, and then when you push your thumb out, the indent just kind of disappears and the bread form comes back, right? In the same way, when you're doing punch drumming, you want to have enough give in your bag. Reason being is like this amount of give within the bag is gonna give you just enough the correct rebound for you to come back, the bag to rebound at you correctly, but also enough gives to where your hands won't feel like they're just dying at the end of the day. I think this particular bag I have it inflated up to 2.9 psig, but I tell you what, as a rule of thumb, if you go to any speed bag, right, and you want to do something a little bit softer, it's easier to underinflate it, test it out, then reinflate it, get a little bit higher, okay? So start at 2.5, see if it's good enough, right? And if the rebounds are not nice and quick, if the rebounds are a little sluggish, just go up another like 0.2 psi, like 2.7. Doesn't work there, go to 2.9, right? 3.0 is like usually a kind of a medium zone for most of the bags. Yeah, so always go a little bit slower and make sure you have a little bit of crease, like a little bit of give into it, right? You can see how the light reflection of this, like I'm pushing my finger into it. This is what I'm doing, like this, right? Yeah, okay, I should have done that. I'm an idiot. Okay, yeah. You can see how I'm pushing into it and it has a bit of give. And then once I let go, it'll bounce back immediately. That's pretty much how much you want. You want it just pliable and supple enough to where it'll rebound and not hurt your hands, but you want it firm enough to where your rebound will be clean and on time. Good question. Interesting how I handle different time signatures. Goes in threes. Yes. So 3/4, 3/4 signature. So let me clarify this. Let me put this on. The fact that you asked that question means that you're a musician. You know time signatures. I'm very happy to hear that. Okay. So just a little bit of layman knowledge. Most of the songs that I hit to usually have like a beat articulation known as common time, which usually means that there's going to be 4 beats per measure. Usually, it's like going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that beat pattern will repeat all throughout the song. Okay. The tricky thing about 3/4 time signature is like, just because of the odd number of beats on it, my hands, after I complete that measure of 3 notes, my starting hands on that is that next measure, I have to start from the opposite side of the bag. Most 4/4 songs, I can just plug away. I can just, I could almost go on autopilot and hit on the same, side of the bag entire song, right? With 3/4, I have to manually slow down and be like, okay, I finished this measure. I have to hit from here, right? I have to hit from here because that's just, how many beats I had. So it's like 1, 2, 3, and then I have to hit the rearward fist or like a side fist going from there. So I have to think a little bit about where my hand placement. 5-4, 7-4, 7-8. Okay, so the concept of let's have a little fun, okay? I'm gonna warn you, this is gonna be a wash, okay? But I'm gonna play Dave Brubeck Take 5, okay? I'm warning you, I'm pretty awful at it, but I think this will illustrate the point better than me trying to explain it, okay? Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys didn't want to hear me butcher the rest of that song. Okay. Um, so you can see like this is very tricky because yeah, as Spooby mentioned here, okay, it's very hard because you have to play faster than the downbeat. And not only that too, I feel like a common thing with like the odd beats past the 3-4 is that with 5-4, 7-4, 9-4, whatever, you have to divide it down into an odd chunk and an even chunk. And you know, for a 5-4, at least for me when I think about it, it's gonna be a 1-2, 1-2, 3, 1-2, 1-2, 3, right? But in the Dave Brubeck in the Take 5 song, it kind of alternates. It sometimes goes 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2. Yeah, I guess it does do that ladder. It's like 1-1-2-3, 1-2, but there's a little bit of swing on that and of the second 1-2-3, 1-2. So it's a little harder to articulate on the Speedbag. Reason being is Alan Kahn calls it the towel of the Speedbag. Okay, so whenever you hit the Speedbag, right, there are certain rebounds that you pretty much have like a whenever you hit the speed bag, there are certain rebounds that you can't hit while it's in motion. So like for example, the common one is gonna be this one here, right? You would hit the bag every 3 rebounds, right? But the very first 2 rebounds where it hits the front side of the bag, these 2 parts of the bag here, you can't do anything with those. You have to let those hit, right? And the challenge with doing 5-4 or any of the other times is like, it's very uncomfortable to obey that law because it's very hard to, because like 5-4 and 7-4 are usually going to be a pretty fast pace anyways, and it's kind of hard to wait for the rebounds, the unhittable rebounds to occur before you can go back in. Obviously, you can shorten it a little bit by just getting it down to like 1 rebound a piece, which is what I was doing here, right? Because then I don't have to wait for the entire 3 rebounds here for each hit, right? But then this is also tricky to do because you have to decide when you want to break this, right? Like, yeah, like, you can't see in my head, but my mind's going like, hey, you know, like, you know, we gotta accommodate this, right? It's yeah. So yeah, the hard songs or the time signatures, like it's easier to clump it, like Diane Cass said, even part, odd part, and sometimes the order is like, you know, you want to do the even part first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, or the other way around, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Really depends on the song. Swing is different, okay? Swing is different. What is that one song? Caravan from the Whiplash movie. That's very different. Well, no, I take that back. Caravan is like a pretty much a straight 4/4 for most of the song. But then it gets a little crazy, especially when Andrew does the drum solo and all that stuff. Very complicated, very sticky stuff. Yeah. So yeah. But this is good. This is a good chance to kind of showcase a little bit of my perspective here. My streaming schedule is a little scuffed because I don't really have an opportunity to like commit regularly every week or like a certain amount of days a week. So this is gonna be a little bit of a random offshoot, but I still appreciate you guys tuning in and hanging out, checking out song requests and all that. So yeah. Swing is a different beast, yes, but one of my favorite genres to hit to this actually is electro swing. Yeah, I know it's kind of cheating. It's mostly, you know, solid 4 count, but yeah, I do love me some electro swing. I would love you to see you try Pyramid Song by Radiohead. All right, sure. Yeah, I've never heard of it, but let's try Pyramid Song by Radiohead. Sorry, this song is way too above my skill level. Sorry, I hate to disappoint you, Spoopy. Yeah, yeah, it is. They definitely do a lot of complicated stuff in there, but unfortunately, my skill level isn't quite there. Sorry about that, buddy. But yeah, thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, polyrhythms. Oh, I'd like to talk about polyrhythms here. Okay, so one thing I'd like to talk about whenever you hear so whenever you're hitting the speedbag, it looks very cool because there's a lot of rebounds going through, right? But when you're learning to hit it and play it for yourself, you want to filter it down just to the items or the rebounds that you want to hit. Most of your rebounds are going to be hit in terms of 3 rebounds, which are these. 2 rebounds. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that looks, very impressive on it, but if you're looking to break down as far as where I go in, you just gotta find my timing, whether I'm hitting it every 3 rebounds, 2, or 1. And sometimes I will usually mix and match a little bit. Yeah. There is one dubstep song I don't suggest you play. I mean, if it's Skrillex, the Bangarang, whatever, I know what that sounds like. Yeah. Thank you, Saber Spring, for enjoying the Playing God one. Yeah, we actually got done playing a couple of the other Polyphia ones earlier in this. So if you ever want to watch the recap of this, I did ABC and then I attempted 40 ounce. So, but yeah, yeah. So there is one song I'd like to do. It's called Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me put a caveat here. This song is by Sim Gratina, and I probably will not upload this. So the sad story is he pretty much left YouTube. He pretty much, stopped, he or she, right? And I don't blame that person because, they're just having a hard time. I think it was like a lot of copyright stuff in between. Okay, I don't want to butcher their story anymore, but I do want to play this one song by Sim Gratina. So So this is Electro Swing, Sim Gratina, A Friend Like Me, based off of Aladdin. There's a shorter part. Thank you, Diane Cat, for stopping by. Thank you. And there's a shorter Polyphia song called All Falls Apart. That could be fun. Okay. Okay, I will put that on the list. Okay. Unfortunately, we are almost out of time, so I'm just going to do one more song. Thank you all for tuning in. Really do appreciate you just hanging out with me. So I'll just do one more song and then we'll go on to call it evening and hopefully a good day off for the rest of you guys. So. Hello. So unfortunately, this will be the last song that I'll do tonight. I'm gonna be doing a song by a very not well-known game. It's called Undertale, apparently. This is not fully fleshed out, but it's a song called Hope and Dreams. So hope you enjoy this draft. Okay. That is all. I do not know Fark and Seal. Thank you all for tuning in. Unfortunately, this will be the very end of the stream, but hopefully we can have this again another time. So thank you all again. Have a good night. Take care.